What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dice House and DCUO commentary. Today, I am going to be bringing you my update to my updated loadout for Fire. To start off with, right off the bat here, I want to tell you guys there's really not much of a difference between what I normally do with Fire in regards to tanking for PvE. Simply because I didn't really see there wasn't any really major changes to any of the tanking powers. This is like more like a DPS update for the firepower. So for starters, all right, let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at here. I'm going to show you guys exactly what I put in my loadout here for tanking. I'm not going to go over it all again with you guys. I've got plenty of videos of me tanking PvE out there. So first off, I have Backdraft in there. And then I'll have Inflame. Both, Backdraft does a nice pull. Inflame does, a nice little pop up. Plus it sets things on fire. Helps out. Gives me a little self heal whenever I use Backdraft, stuff like that. Next thing I do is I'll use Low Pressure to help pull ads. That's my long range pull. It's got a lot further range than Backdraft does. And it kind of works like Inescapable Storm does for ice. So that's in the movement tree for Flight. I believe Super Speed has a similar move, the Tornado Pull, I believe it's called. You guys can use that instead. For Acro guys, I think you're only stuck with your one single target pull with a grapple line. So sorry. For next up, though, I will use Burnout. I use this mainly to pick myself back up. And to give some immunity out to CC effects to my group mates, because every once in a while you get knocked down, especially now with the combat mechanics more prevalent in the no, I'm not going to join your group. With the combat mechanics more prevalent in the game in PvE, it's going to be more difficult for you to be tanking, especially popping a power, holding block. You're gonna get knocked on your butt a lot more. So having Burnout in there, I use that mainly for getting myself back up. Plus, I use it to clip my trinket animations. Next up, I will also have is Flashpoint. Flashpoint, it spreads fire out and everything like that. But whenever Immolation's up, and I very rarely have Immolation up because I don't use Immolation, but it does still spread fire and the burning effect and everything, but it's got a really nice juggle. It knocks everything up around you, so that's a very good one. And my main supercharge I use is Reignition. Reignition is by far the best tanking supercharge in my opinion. Now there is some school of thought on whether or not using Eternal Flame. Eternal Flame is a very good supercharge for that situation, and especially in PvE. However, it's 100% supercharge, I believe still, and totally not. Is far too situational. Yeah, it's still 100%. It's far too situational of a power to use. But right here, you can see how this is how I spec my power points and all that to get the powers that I want in order for this. For my iconics, so I do pick up Amazonian Deflection. The main reason why I pick up Amazonian Deflection is mainly for tanking the Tala boss fight in Dawn. Never hurts to have that extra little damage mitigation going for you there. But I make sure I pick up Nanoweave Armor, powerful resistance, Intimidating Gaze, Miracle Worker, as a fire tank, that helps me out a lot. Being able to get these crit healing magnitude. Crit healing magnitude boosts how much heals you take in, not just how much you heal yourself, but it increases the healing magnitude of all the heals that you get, not just your own self heals, but the heals you get from the healers as well. And then critical healing chance, the empathic healing, just increases my own personal heals and all that, and being able to increase my own personal crit heals and stuff like that. For skill points, all right, I'm going to show you right here. I make sure that I pick up all the innates for the movement mode that you guys get. Pick up Low Pressure or Tornado Pull or Grapple Line for you Super Speed and Acro guys out there. For my specing my skill points for my weapons, all right, first thing I do is I do fully spec into like all the combos for the weapon I use. I like to use the shield a lot for tanking now. It just makes a lot of sense to me using shield. But as far as which innates you should go with first, so you see, I've got 146 skill points. So I mean, I can start. I've been able to start speccing into some of the damage innates now with this. However, for you guys out there who don't have that many skill points yet, I believe it's like a total of 70, I believe, or something around 70 or 80, 70 to 80, I think, to get all the necessary innates that you get. But what I highly suggest to all of you fire guys out there is that the first thing you pick up is your dominance innates. So you go into your brawling, you go into dual wield, you go into hand blasters right there, and you go into staff. All right, and make sure that you get all of your dominance innates. Now, the main reason why I say dominance, okay, is I'm going to show you that right here, real quick. You go here, look at the power trees on it. You press to the left, or go to the left right here, and it gives you the description on, the immolation tree and everything like that. But you look down here in the tank roll. The tank roll is this where you get all this important information, right? The tank roll, okay, it says here you're penalized by 20%, for your damage, which is fine, but your dominance is increased by 100%. All right, using superpowers increases your total health by 60% plus 2.2 health per point of dominance. So every time you use a power, okay, your health goes up 60% plus 2.2 per point of dominance that you have. All right, plus your healing is increased by 8%. This is when you're in tank stance. All right, so just so you guys can see here, I'm going to show you guys, this is why you want to get dominance, okay? Now, mind you, I've got, like I said, I got 146 skill points, all right? So I've got a lot of dominance on me. I've got 1,026 dominance, all right, for my guy right here. And I use mainly hybrid dominance mods for all of my gear. All right, so like I've got dominance precision in my 2 red sockets. All right, in all of my blue and yellow sockets, I use dominance and power. Main reason why I like using dominance and power is mainly because there is no power stat on any tank gear that you get. All right, in this game, so having that little extra power helps you out, helps the trollers out, and makes things a lot easier for you to be able to keep using your powers to gain aggro from everybody. All right. So that's why I've got such a high dominance right there. I could have a lot higher. I could go like a full dominance build, and have like a crap ton more dominance and all that. But it's not really necessary for me right now. I tank all these raids fairly easily without much of a problem. So long as I keep the aggro on me. I keep all the damage coming to me. So long as the healers can keep me up, they ain't got a problem and all that. But along with all the other stats that I concentrate on here in regards to speccing after dominance, I will go into getting my the defense innate. The defense innate, it helps add towards your own personal defense and everything like that. So you've got a higher damage mitigation, which helps a lot. It helps a lot. All right. But immediately after that, after I go for the defense, I will go in and I will go around and I will pick up all the restorations that I can get. All the restoration aids. Those increase my own personal self heals. So that's what you want to do. After that, I will go into getting all of the health innates. Now, why? Of course, I'm already have a high amount of health as it is, but and plus, with the buffs and everything, I increase my health a lot more when I'm tanking. So having that little bit extra health and all that, it does help out a lot. And then I will go around and I'll pick up all of the the crit healing magnitude innates and the let's see, I believe down here we have in brawling we have the crit healing chance innates as well. Those just add it's just gravy on the goose for all that to help you with your self heals and the heals that you take in. Now with DLC 6, home turf and everything like that, if you guys have access to it, I highly recommend that you try and get your boost 2 for your tactical mods. Tactical mods, there's a lot there for tanking with tactical mods, believe it or not. So I'm going to show you guys the mods that I use for tanking. Other people may have different schools of thought about it, but these are the ones that I feel are best for tanking, at least with fire. For your weapon, you want to go with the absorption adapter. The absorption adapter, absorbs 75% of your any damage that you take in. All right, I believe this is whenever you're being attacked. All right, you go down here to your neck piece. Now, I do have a Promethean lockbox neck, which actually has better stats than this neck here, but the fortified blocking, excuse me, that is by far the best freaking tanking mod you can get right now. But you can't put it on a Promethean lockbox neck, so it's going to make things a lot difficult for you to be able to. With the fortified blocking though, you get I think it's 7,500 defense whenever you are holding the block. Whenever you're just holding R1, and you get a huge boost to your defense. So you cannot pass that up. You cannot pass that up. Even the extra little stats that I get here, I'll show you my neck piece real quick for tanking. So even those those few extra stats that I get there, and this is even a tank neck, which increases my healing that I get. It's a better trade-off in my opinion. For the back piece here, right here, I will use the weakening field. The weakening field, whenever somebody attacks you, all right, whenever you're being attacked, it decreases the enemy's resistance to control effects by 30%. This is a fantastic crowd control mod, all right, and it helps a lot with tanking because it makes it easier to juggle people, juggle ads, bounce them around, pull them around, all that stuff, and which in results mitigates how much damage they're able to do while the rest of your team is bashing away on them and taking them out. For the chest mod, obviously for the chest mod for fire, you want to go with the quick healing. All right, quick healing, this increases the amount of heals you get in by 10%. I have had people tell me they have been healing me and getting crit heals on me for around 5K. I actually had somebody tell me he almost crit healed me for 8K during a raid one time. So it's an awesome mod for tanking. For your feet, you want to go with deadly block. Now you do not want to go. Some people might think go with explosive block. Do not do that. I made that mistake. If you watch the New Dawn raid, that video that I posted up, I had explosive block on my feet modded on my feet at the time, and my buddy Beastie was in there with me, and he was laughing at me and kind of not really mad at me or anything, but we were just kind of laughing because I was tanking those ads and everything really good in there, but every time they'd hit me while I was holding block, they'd all go get bounced back, and they'd just go bouncing back at everybody else in my group. So you definitely don't want to use explosive block. You definitely want to go with deadly block for that. So because deadly block, it deals extra damage to whoever is attacking you whenever they hit you. For the hand mod now, the hand mod, it's kind of a letdown with me for the hand mod because there is no useful mod for fire tanking, in my opinion, when it comes to the hand mods. However, you can go, for any of you out there who like to use powers like heat absorb or absorb heat, this is the perfect mod, and power channeling is the perfect mod for you. Absorb heat, I know, can be used as kind of a range taunt on people and all that, but it's interruptible because it's a channel power. However, you have power channeling in there, you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. Now, one of the questions I always get asked about, not just about how much dominance I have and everything like that, which you can see right here again is 1,026. Is the other question I get is how much can I get my health up? Well, let's take a look real quick here. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to pop this power real quick here, and then we're going to take a look at my stats. All right, now you saw where my health was at before. Now you see my health is 9707. All right. That's all. I can take a lot of damage right there. Okay, you see it goes down after a few seconds, back down to 4657. However, because I have this extra, all this huge power pull and everything like that, I can keep using powers and not have to worry about losing my buff. anytime soon. Okay, but let's take a look now real quick here when I pop the FOS1 tank trinket, which you can see right there is on my belt on the far right. Alright, I'm going to pop that real quick, and then I'm going to hit a power. And you can see my health is up to 11,059 right now. Granted, now, like I said, this does not increase my damage at all, or my defense at all. It just increases my health. So you see, after the effect of the firepower goes off, my health goes down to 5,500, and then after the effect of the trinket wears off, goes back down to 4,657. However, there is another trinket that I can use right here, and I'm going to show you guys real quick, and that is the Central City tank trinket that I have right there, which is the second from the right in my utility belt. Which, if you go here, and I will activate it, and I will clip that real quick. Now, that trinket there, it also increases my dominance. So you can see right there, my health goes up to 11,904 whenever I use that. So, like I said, getting those things is definitely helpful. Because that trinket right there, whenever you activate it, it increases my health and my dominance up really high. So, and the effect lasts for 20 seconds. Be careful of abusing the Central City trinket though, because if you use it before it recharges and all that. See, I've just used it right there, second time. It normally has 2 charges on it, but if I use it before I allow it to recharge, I end up doing the purple right there. So but that's it for tanking right there. I hope this helps you guys out here. I'm going to respec and go out and do some solo stuff and everything like that. I'm just going to go over my thoughts on stuff in regards to DPSing with fire for PvE and PvP, and also for tanking for PvP. Not much has really changed that much in regards to tanking PvP, but I'm still going to go over everything like that. But anyways, give me a couple seconds here, and I will be right back. Alright folks, and we're back, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit now about DPSing in regards to what I've come to. I've done a lot of testing with this, trust me folks, and what I like to use and what I think is very useful, and some things I think are kind of not useful anymore. You see right here, okay, I'll switch over to my, this is my basic melee DPS loadout that I like to use for PvE. I have not tested this out yet in PvP, simply because tank powered DPSs are few and far between. A lot of people don't like to run with them, and I want to talk a little bit about that too. Simply because people don't like to run with them because they think they get double debuffed by the trollers and the healers out there. That is not the case though. Tank powered DPSs are not debuffed by healers. Tanks are not even really debuffed by healers. What the healers are doing is they're removing the buffs. So like healer debuffs me when I'm in tank stance, I lose that extra health buff that I get from using my powers. That's all they're doing. And, they do the same thing to Ice and Earth's defense buffs that they get whenever they use their powers. So it's kind of a misleading debuff theory thing going on there with all that, but that's neither here nor there. This is what I like to use for PvE. All right, I'm getting down to business there with it. This is what I like to use for meleeing PvE. All right, so let's go ahead and go into Loadout here. And first of all, overheat. I'm really liking overheat a lot. The heal that you get from it whenever someone's on fire is very nice to get. Whenever you have immolation up, which you're always going to have immolation up because you're going to be always using Inferno. Inferno is definitely still the go-to 50% damage buff power for fire, and it just looks awesome. So I mean, you've got no reason not to use it. Fiery weapon is of course a must for any DPS out there who's using who's DPS in PvE or PvP, simply because you get that increase to your critical strike damage. So you definitely want to use that. Snuff out. Since it was made in instant cast, the damage is not quite there with it as it used to be, but that's a good thing because now it's an instant cast, that you can use. And if you have empowered channeling, you cannot get stunned out of it. So it's definitely a very good power to use. And the surprise of all this is detonate. Detonate hits hard. It's hard, especially when the target's already on fire. It's very hard. It's now my go-to clip move that I use instead of flashpoint, simply because of the extra damage that you get from a burning target on it. It's definitely the go-to power to use now for meleeing. You can also use it at range too, which is fantastic. And then I've starting to grow a fondness here for Volcanic Calamity. It's vastly improved from what it used to be. The damage is still pretty good. It's only a 50% supercharge now. I definitely highly recommend that you at least test it out. It's going to work wonders too for what I'm getting ready to talk to you guys about, and that is my ranged loadout that I like to use for PvE for DPSing. Not much has really changed in regards to that. However, what I will do instead of going down the trees here, I'll show you. Instead of going down this tree right here to get these two powers, Meteor, which, man, I'd like to say good things about Meteor. The only thing I can say good about right now, though, is that it blows up whenever you drop it. That's about the only thing. The cast time for the damage just isn't quite there for me with Meteor Strike that I've seen, and the let's see here. Let me look and see what it is called here, so I don't get the name confused real quick. The damage for it is called, well, it's just called straight up Meteor. The one where you summon it in your hands and all that, it's slow, and it's just too slow. Yeah, in my opinion, it does good damage and all that, but it's gotten me killed before because it's so slow. Use it for ranged. If you want to test it out, I highly recommend that you do. But Meteor Strike and Meteor is just not there for me anymore. So what I will do is, instead of going down the immolation tree here and picking up Meteor and Overheat, what I will do is I'll go down here. Since I already have Detonate, I'm going to want to run with Detonate. I will go down here, I'll pick up Flame Cascade, which I'm sorry is still a bad power. I'm glad that it's an instant cast. It's a channel power just like Snuff Out is, but the damage is just still pitiful. And why they made it so low, I have no idea. Especially for a channel power, you'd think it would do a lot more damage, but it doesn't. And then I will go with Mass Detonate. Mass Detonation hits hard. All right, it's still the damage window or the range is still kind of funky. It's still kind of a little bit too wide for my taste, but I have used Mass Detonate on a multiple number of ads, and I've crit at least 3 of them with just one cast for like around 3k each. So it's definitely a very good power. And all that. Fireburst is still a good power to use. I would recommend that for a melee DPS in PvE. Don't you want to use it in PvP? You're going to get lunge spammed for the rest of your days if you try and use it, trust me. But Fireburst is still a good power. Yeah, they took away the extra damage that it was doing from its double ticks and everything like that, but it's still a pretty good power to use. So I do recommend still using that as well. I just don't have room for it in my current loadout that I use, unless I was to take out Overheat, which I still may do on occasion, especially if I'm facing a multitude of ads that are right in front of me and wanting to clear them out really quick. Fireburst is still a very good power for doing that. So that's my PvE loadout for for DPSing. I want to talk to you guys real quick though about my tank loadout. Now, you may have seen in a couple of recent videos that I've changed things up a bit with it. My tank loadout, not so much as before, but I still running pretty much the same loadout as I was before. The only difference is being that I cannot spec in nearly the same way I used to anymore for it. But so basically, what I will do is I will go into the power tree here, and I'll go into iconics, and I always pick up the mesmerizing lasso you see right here, and word of power. Word of power is is my go-to support supercharge for PvP to help with power out for the rest of my group. And of course, you want to pick up your weapons expert and tactical genius. For while you're deep tanking in PvP. Then I'll come down here to the ignition tree, and I pretty much pick up the only power I really need to pick up in here is detonate. Detonate is very good. It hits so nice and hard now. So I definitely highly recommend you use that. I do on occasion run snuff out in PvP. It depends on the group we're facing and all that. It can hurt my damage at times trying to use snuff out simply because I don't have a clip power as powerful as detonate in my loadout anymore. I have to swap those two out because I definitely have to make sure that I run with the other powers that I like to run with, and that is fiery weapon and inferno, and then I will spec down to inflame and burnout to run as my immunity giver for my group. But that's basically it for the fire update. I'm really enjoying these powers up. I mean, I've seen a lot of people out there stressing, talking about how fire got nerfed and everything like that. I don't personally see it. I mean, yeah, the meteor is not there anymore like it used to be, but I mean, it's still very good. It's very strong power to use. I'm not talking about meteor specifically. I'm talking about fire in general. Mass Det still hits really hard. Snuff out hits hard. Fire burst is still good. Detonate is very good power to use. I highly recommend you guys swap detonate out with your flashpoints if you've been using that, and give detonate a try. I think you're really going to like it. And overheat was like a pleasant surprise for me on how good it is. The cooldown's a little bit long for my taste, but it's still there. It's still really good. Anyways, that is it for this video here. I'm going to get to work on the ice video as soon as possible here. Once I talk to a couple of people and all that I know that are very good and experts with ice, at least in my opinion. I'm going to get with those guys, find out what they've got to say, you get their opinions and all that, test some stuff out with it, and I will get back to you with ice as soon as I can. Until next time, though, if you guys got any questions, be sure to check my FAQ series. Or if you guys have any questions about this video right here, please, by all means, leave them in the comments below. If you've got any other questions, please make sure you check out my FAQ series, which I will leave an annotation right here for you guys. Check that out. I answer a lot of questions that are commonly answered me like on a daily basis in those videos. So definitely want to check those out. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of my guides, which I will link to PlayStation in a PlayStation. I will give you a link to the playlist and an annotation right here, so you guys can check those out as well. Check out my previous loadout videos too and all that. I've got a loadout video up there for pretty much every power in the game right now, and I'm working on updating a few of them. Nature's still needs to be updated and everything like that, and I need to do an update for Hardlight as well. But I wanted to make sure I got this fire one out here for you guys, since we just got this fire and ice update. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked the video, please do so by giving it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Until next time, y'all, take care. Bye.